Hey, how's it going, y'all? This is Chaz from Classic Komodo, and this is Breaking Battlefield, a series where I like to give you guys tips and tricks on how to become a better Battlefield player. This time we're on Hainan Resort, or what I like to call the Holiday Inn. And I would advise you, right off the bat, to either select Engineer or Recon with a PLD or some sort of device to help lock on to enemy targets. The reason I'm saying this is because it can get pretty hectic really fast with all these different types of avenues they could go from. At first you might think, oh, they only could come from the front. But as you can see right here, it gets pretty nasty if they start stacking up on this right side flank. And you have to eliminate this threat early, because if not, they're going to be coming from your right side and also up above with all these different types of helicopters, the transport and the scout helicopter, each able to transport 4 or 5 enemies. Now you have all these different types of vehicles coming in, and they also have an IFV coming in, an infantry fighting vehicle. And in the wrong hands, that's a bad day gone worse. So how do you kind of prevent this? Well, one, if you see that nobody's actually helping to prevent this right-hand flank, that's what you need to go. You, and if you have a couple of buddies, make sure you're out protecting this right-hand flank, because if that IFV gets in there, it's bad news bears. You also have to consider the fact that you have air coming in, and you need to be equipped with something to take out that air. I advise, as you're seeing in the background, you either equip the straw to manually take them out. It's fairly easy to line up the shot. As you can see here, it's a far away shot, but it's fairly easy to actually line up these shots, especially with the transport helicopter. The little scout helicopter is a little bit harder to kind of follow, but for the most part, you either going to use the straw to help take out that IFV if he pops up, as well as eliminate some enemy air threats. If you're not comfortable with the straw, use one of the anti-air launchers that you find yourself most comfortable with, and fire away. You're about to see in a second how chaotic it can get when they have a good helicopter pilot dropping off people from above. Now you have people coming from the front, top, right, and left. There's no way you're going to be able to defend those MCOMs, especially when you're getting cornered in a cage. And as you can see right here, there was no way. There's no way you can defend against that. Make sure you're holding them back long enough, because the second they hit beachside, you're in a lot of trouble. It's very hard to defend both of the MCOMs, especially with all the visual obstructions that are going on near the shoreline. And it's really easy to slip through the cracks and get a whole squad behind you. Bravo is the last MCOM you want them to take, because it is closest to your spawn and it's easier to defend. Now, as you can see right here, it's getting pretty nasty with all the people flying in from all the different angles. They might have a spawn beacon. They're probably flying in from all these different helicopters. And I can't win, because now their IFV has pulled up and is ready for action. Now, if that guy had a little bit more support with some of his allies, he could have caused a lot of trouble, especially for that Alpha MCOM. So what you're going to want to do is prioritize that IFV if he pops up, and then take out all enemy aircraft threats subsequently, because that IFV with one repper and one good driver can almost single-handedly defend both Alpha and, with a little bit of a push, be MCOM. So a good preventative measure would be to actually pop some slams down on the right side to help you kind of alleviate that pressure that they could bring. So make sure you're doing the 3 things. 1, off the beginning of the map, you're rushing out to take care of that enemy air threat, because that's surrounding you right off the bat. It's an instant loss. 2, make sure you set up a good of defense. Maybe throw some slams in corners so that when the IFV comes in, he's not raping face. And 3, set up your priority system. IFV comes in, take that out first, then helicopters, then infantry. Because that IFV could trash your team if it gets in and starts doing damage. Thanks again, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something useful. Yes. If you have a question or concern, leave them in the comments down below. Leave a rating if you liked the video. And as always, stay classy.